the title of my sermon today is It's All in the Mind. It's about giving up and how it's all in your head. For instance, when I'm at basketball practice and we run in 17s and suicides and everything else, you start to feel tired. And when you start thinking, I can't do it, it gets too hard, you start giving up, you start slowing down. That's all in your head. You can push yourself to keep going. Like, come here, Aaron. If Aaron runs cross country at his school. So if Aaron goes over there and runs from that side, no, go over there. From the window. Aaron runs from the window to the piano and back. If Aaron runs from the window to the piano and back, and he starts to get tired, and he tells himself he can't, he's gonna stop. Now, Danielle, come on. If Danielle runs playing basketball, she knows if she runs from the window to the piano and she gets tired, she doesn't stop. You don't stop. She keeps going and slow down because I got on heels. So, turn around. She keeps going, not because she isn't tired, but because she has an extra force, that's me, with her, which is God. So when you're tired and you start to give up, you have to remember that God is with you to keep pushing you. Thank you, guys. So, it's all in the mind. Whose glasses are these? So today, I'll be reading from Isaiah 40 and 31. It's the King James Version. So, yeah. Ooh, I flipped right to it. Hold on. When y'all have it, say amen. 40 and 31. Okay. It says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." So, if you wait on the Lord when you think you can't do anything else, when you think you can't keep going, if you just put your trust in the Lord, if you just believe in Him, you won't feel that feeling of tiredness, like that feeling of loss of energy, exhaustion, because you know the Lord is with you. And everything that He does, and everything that you do, and everything you think, everything you believe, that's God. What? Okay. So, I saw this quote, and it says, "Time doesn't exist, clocks exist." Time is merely something our minds have constructed. Meaning, yes, you have deadlines for things. Like, if you have a paper at school and it's due Friday, obviously you have to get it done by Friday. But when dealing with yourself, there's never a time limit on trying. You don't ever have until Friday to keep trying. And if you haven't reached your goal, you give up. There's not any limit to it. You keep trying because why would you give up if God went through Jesus went through all of this for you when He didn't do anything wrong? He got on a cross and died for you. Why would you give up when things got hard? He was slashed and beaten for you, so why would you give up when things don't necessarily go your way? It's kind of a catch-22. Now, in Proverbs 23:7, it says, "For as he thinks within himself, so is he." Meaning, if you think that you are something, you start to believe it. If I stand in front of you and say, "I'm a bird," clearly I'm a human being, but if I believe I'm a bird, that's what I will act as. I'll be around here flying, flapping my hands like they're wings, because that's what I told myself and that's what I believe. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you'll start to give up. If you tell yourself you have someone there with you, guiding you, someone who will never leave you nor forsake you, as it says in his word, then why would you give up? It gives you, you keep going because you know that even in the midst of all your troubles, all of the things you thought you couldn't do, I mean, most of y'all are adults, so you know when it comes on the first and you ain't quite got it, you know, you kind of start and you think about it. So that's just to say, wait on the Lord. Like Isaiah 40:31 says. If you wait on the Lord, he's going to come because there's no reason to give up. So it's like in school, I'm taking aquatics, pre-AP chemistry, pre-AP algebra 2, pre-AP English 2, pre-AP algebra 2, and Spanish 3. All of that is a lot. Plus, I play basketball. So, dealing with all of that with a busy schedule, sometimes, you fall short on the deadline for one class trying to beat another one. If every time I don't get something turned in, I just gave up, didn't do it, didn't turn it in, was like, well, didn't get it, so, oh well, then I'd probably fail. It's not really an option. So, you gotta kind of keep going. When you take that AP World Test and you're not really where you need to be, it's not, well, I can't do it, let's stop. It's, what can I do to get better? Because why? It just doesn't make sense to give up. When you believe in such a higher power that is always with you, that has done all of these things for you, you've seen it yourself in your own life. I mean, me personally, I have personal experiences where I've been just down, just in the worst of places. I felt like my life wasn't even worth it. But then I realized I'm made in God's image. And God's life is worth much more than anyone could ever fathom. And if I am made in his image, then so is mine. So why would I give up just because of something that I felt that is momentary? Like, I used to strive to be happy, but happy is temporary. Now I strive to be joyful because joy is forever. And it just makes more sense. Kind of an organized mess right now. So in Romans 12:2, it says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye conformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect to the will of God." So that's basically saying if you try to do something repeatedly and it doesn't work, don't change how you feel. Don't change your mindset. Don't, oh, I can't do it, I give up. Maybe change what you're doing. Maybe it's not in the will of God that you do that, so that's why it never worked. That's why it never happened the way you wanted it to, because it wasn't in the will of God for you to do that. Not saying it's anything ungodlike, but he had a better plan for you. It's not like, whenever you feel like you're about to give up, God has 3 answers when you ask his prayers. Yes, no, or he has something better in store. So when he doesn't answer you immediately, he's not ignoring you. He either knows that's no good or he has something better. It's not on your time, so if you don't get that blessing right away and it's not there immediately, just because you're struggling, you can't give up because God has something in plan. He will never leave you. He's waiting for that time. He's trying to give you an option. You have to look for it. It's not going to be in plain sight for you to see. It's never been in plain sight. don't happen like that.